guys?
Alright, hey guys! Alright, hey, listen, if it's your, real quick, I promise I'm not gonna talk about it. If it's your first day back there, just okay, go with the motions, and that's it, okay? If you don't understand something, move on, and ask later, it's no big deal, okay? Okay. Well, how was everybody's New Year's? You guys had fun? Anybody spent some good time? Anybody got like too much time with family? That was me. I'm like, man, I love Spain and everything, but I love family. Okay. Anybody traveled? Who traveled? Okay. Where'd you guys go? Where'd you go? Back there, sir. What's your name again?
My name is Kendrick. I went to Lubbock to see my grandparents.
Let's go! That upline love. And then, Alyssa? Taylor, sorry, Taylor. Where'd you go?
I went back home to Alexandria, Louisiana to see my baby.
To see your baby? Oh, downline love. That's super cool. Anybody else traveled? Yes, sir. Where'd you go, Stefan?
Back up to New England.
New England? Snowing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Gotta go snowmobiling and ice fishing. I don't know if you guys even know what that is. down here.
Ice fish?
What's ice?
We got warm fish down here. Hot fish. Where'd you go, Keith?
My bed.
So, real quick, okay, so does everybody feel like anybody did those like goals, like, does anybody here do like, January, I'm gonna stop smoking?
Resolution.
Those kind of goals?
I gotta go.
Resolution, New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolutions? You guys know, like, that's why gyms, they only let you like sign up for like 3 or 4 months at a time, right? Because they know that on April it's empty. But no, New Year's typically does give out for people to send goals, and I really think like if you don't have a goal for yourself or for your life, like you're probably really bored and you're not motivated. Some people think, oh, I'm just not a really motivated person. It's because you don't have anything to push for, but you can find it, and you can definitely go for it. For me, I was in Spain with my family. It's been really eye-opening to see like, you know, my friend, if I would have stayed there, I can see like at what level I would be, and you know, if I would have not changed my association and who I hang out with. I can see my mom, that's like, I'm telling her that I can probably afford to retire her if she comes here, and I can pay for her to have a few $1,000s a month, and she's like almost battling me because she's like, well, I need if I finish the 10 years left I have to work until I'm 67, like if I leave now, then the government's not going to pay me the Social Security for the money for the time I've worked for the last 30 years. And I'm like, well, okay, so you want to just work until you're 67 just to get like $600 a month? Like, yeah, like people just, and again, and it's my mom, and my mom, like, she did a good job raising a family, she did a good job, so I cannot even imagine people that, you know, don't have that. She's been working at Nintendo for 30 years, and I'm like telling her, like, hey, you can stop, if you want, you can stop working tomorrow, and you can come to the US, and you can have a job if you want, or you can stay home, but I can just afford that. And she's like, it's not a solid yes, which I thought it was gonna be. No, she's like, well, but I gotta work. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's like, and again, that's my mom. I love her to death. She's the love of my life. But that's my mom's 54. Anybody's parents around that age, 50 something? That's 54 years of like, you know, her brain being programmed to really. To have that type of life, which there's nothing wrong with it, right? But it's like, you can tell, like, a conversation I have with her is not gonna unprogram it, even if it's to her best benefit, right? My dad is different. My dad's like Googling houses in Grapevine. Like, okay, he got it. He doesn't want to work. Like, he's smart, right? But my dad just got a job offer to like sell bread in a place for $24,000 a year, and it's like a huge deal, really good. In Spain, right? So I'm like, okay, people in America make $24,000 a year part-time, right? Some of you guys make that here on like by Wednesday, right? So it was really cool to see. But New Year's resolution, and then here's the topic that I want, and everybody said, like, there's, at the end of the day, everybody here is different. What I love about you guys is the culture we have is very different backgrounds, people from all colors, races, ages. There's no such thing as an 18-year-old can't do. Our last promotion, Danny barely turned 21. The one before that, Tommy, he's mid-20s too, but a little more experienced. And it doesn't matter, right? You can have whatever background you have. That if you have the commitment, if you sell out, you can do this. And again, this people that do well at this is because they look at it like my future and my career, not my job or my paycheck. So I think it's good for us to have all backgrounds, all people from all walks of life. But at the end of the day, we have one team vision and one culture and one identity and one thing that we all strive for. So I just wanted to use, I sent my goals to some of you guys. Who got my goals? Who read them? I know Yvonne read them. I loved your goals too. I sent them to Mike, Danny. You guys read them. So what I want is for you guys to help me to drive the message, because I can't do it by myself. And this is going to be like our, let me just put word of the year. It's going to be excellence. And I just want you guys' help to drive this message, and to just drive excellence across the board. And I don't know what you guys' beliefs are, so I don't want to get too much into that. So just extract, from what I'm going to say, extract the godly part if you're not big into that, which is totally fine. But people that people that are more normal, like normalship versus leadership, if you guys remember that meeting. Normal people that always strive for perfection. And that's, you might think, I'm a perfectionist, you might think that's good, and that's not good. Because you don't allow for mistakes, which means people around you that make mistakes, you're unconsciously not going to tolerate that. And this is a training room, which is basically a mistake room. We allow for mistakes here. We like mistakes. We like when people are humble to say, hey, I messed up. And people that are in leadership, which is what we teach, have a spirit of excellence. So for any of you guys perfectionists out there, melancholy people that are always analyzing how to do the pitch perfect or how to do this one thing, 2, 3, 4, perfectly fine. It's okay to adjust to make mistakes, and I want you guys to drive more a spirit of excellence. And I want to ask you guys and challenge you guys to do 3 areas of your life where we can drive more excellence. Okay, and this is, again, think about it like this, okay? Independently of the results. If you are striving for excellence all the time, are your results going to be good or bad?
Bad.
Really?
Good.
Dang. Now let's do the opposite. At the end of the day, we be excellent because we want excellent results. But we understand that they're not going to come as quick, right? It's the time now for time later. It's the, for any of you guys, if you ask Claire, I met Claire for you, I was working 100 hours a week to do this because I was not good at this. And I was running an office 100 hours. And that's why and that's the mentality I'm trying to teach Danny. I'm like, Danny, you're gonna go from being the best leader to the worst owner, because it's a matter of experience. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So the worst owner, you're gonna have to put 100 hours to get the results that Chang gets, not showing up. Like literally, working 10 hours a week. She's gonna make more money than Danny working 100. And it's just experience, right? So I just want you guys to think, okay, am I being excellent? I want that to be the standard. Excellent compliance, excellent in the office, excellent attitude. When you go home, are you having excellent habits? Are you do you have a relationship to take care of? Like, dude, I want you guys to work here to like if you have a relationship at home or if you're married, to have that be your like main priority, your excellent thing. If you have kids, like talk to them about being excellent, not perfect. Like, hey, let's try to be excellent. Let's try to do our best. And that's the topic. If we go to a conference and like we went to San Antonio, Dallas it's excellent. We do everything in excellence. And we try to do everything in excellence. The most sales with the least complaints. The most paychecks with the most savings too. Not the person that makes 1,000 a week and spends 1,000 a week, right? So the first thing I want you guys to do is at home, like what habits at home, what little things anybody want to share that you think that, you know they're good for you, but you know you could be doing at excellence. You know you could be putting more. I want you guys to think of more effort. Like you know it's good, like those maybe eating habits, but you're not being excellent at. Danny? Reading. So you got to be excellent at reading. Write it down. Felicity?
I would say mine was gonna be reading and working out.
Working out. Dude, like your body is going to fall when you're 50 if you don't work out. It's already fell? Tracy? Yes, sir. What?
Organization.
Being organized. Okay. Key. Being a good parent, right? There's nothing. If you read books about being a parent. If you have kids. Yes, sir.
Morning and evening routines.
Routines. Okay. So you want to create excellent routines, right? Research. What are routines that drive the best results? If you research, there's a chance you find something. If you do it, it's a chance you improve. Yeah. Nutrition, eating better. Who knows they can eat better? Raise your hand. Stop eating the Jack in the Box. Mike. Some of you guys eat there so much, looks like you own it. I'm like, dude, you guys, let's see if I go at night and I see you there working. All right. That would make sense, Isaiah.
Like listening.
Listening.
Like listening. That goes for multiple things. It's just, I feel like I'm just leaving my pride in 2020. I mean 2021.
Yep.
Last year don't count at the point.
No pressure.
Meal prepping. Man, we've been working on that, Jay. Yes, sir. Jay.
Time management.
Time management. That's awesome. Like you see all these things. So I just want you to think like, and again, this is not necessarily a part of the job. If you, I know some of you, it's your first day. You're like, what are they talking about here? It has nothing to do with the job. Yeah. Sorry. But we just want to. We want to be the people that encourage you to be excellent in this too. Okay. And I really think if you're have an excellent life at home, you're probably going to do well at your job. Which in our case, you're gonna make a crap load of money. Who likes making a lot of money? Anybody? Nobody said money. Yeah, I want to have more money. Money is fine. It doesn't buy. Some people say it's bad. Don't listen to them. Money is not bad. Is money do anything bad to you? No, right?
It creates freedom, which creates happiness.
It creates freedom, which creates happiness, 100%. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff at home. So I just want you guys to, I want to hear this word in the office all the time. I want you guys to repeat this word at home. If you have a person at home that, like a spouse or, okay, like talk to them. Say, hey, how can we make things better? How can we treat it to a level, like measure it in an excellent scale? How could we be excellent at this? And again, just the trial of it puts you in a position where you collect the fruits of the labor. So the next thing is at work. In the office, like, okay, are we striving for excellence? When you go in the field, are you striving for excellence or are you striving for being mediocre? Like, where does your level of happiness hit? Does it hit at a mediocre level or at a top level? Most people, unfortunately, when we got surprised when we get surprised when we see somebody do 8, like the other day Andy did 8 or 9 or whatever, and I was not surprised because I know she can do it, and I know that day she just decided to do it. Am I right? Where are you at? She just went that day. Tommy knows. Tommy's Andy's upline is Tommy. And everybody's like, go Andy, go. And Tommy and I are like, she just like ate something today that she just made a choice. She's like, I'm just gonna have an excellent day. And it was no different from the day before. I want you guys to think like, okay, am I striving for excellence all the time? Excellent standard. Compare yourself not with the other people, not with the other person in the office that did like you. Just compare yourself. Am I doing this at excellence? Right? If you're doing an interview, am I prepared in an excellent way to conduct this interview? Am I dressed as excellent as I can? Did I study? Okay. Is my level of effort, if it would be measured by whoever it is, okay, that would hold you to that standard, would it be excellent or not? And again, would somebody be proud of it or not? if you have a person in your life that's really important to you, like a step 7, like for those of you guys that have kids that you're working hard for your kids or for your life or your future kids maybe or whatever, like would they be proud if they watched you work? Would they be proud of your effort? Forget about what you're doing, okay? Like for you guys, raise your hand if you have kids here, okay? It's a very easy way to look at it, 'cause I'm sure you guys have kids. You would do whatever, you would die for your kids, right? Hopefully. Like for real, right? So if your kid was walking around wherever you're at working today, and they had to grade your level of effort, they had to like look and like, okay, mom, would they be nervous because they're not sure if you're gonna make it, or would they be sure like, that's my mom, or like, with that level of effort, she can feed 7 like me, or he can feed 7 like me. Like, what would your child say based on what your child knows from effort? And that's what I want you to think. Like, you're never gonna be perfect, but how close can you get to the maximum of what you can give? And when you do that, dude, you're unstoppable. Would you agree, parents?
Yeah.
You've operated at that level before, and you know that you've done things you didn't expect. Like, you didn't know if you were capable, but because your kid was the reason you made it happen. Is that not true? Especially for you guys if you have kids and you're younger. So look at it like that. If my kid, I used my sister for this, because my whole goal when I came from Spain was to pay my sister's college. My goal was to do it in a year, and it took me 3. But I got there, you know? It's like the people that get a degree. Like, some people want to do it in 4 years, and it takes them 7, but you got the paper. Doesn't work for much, but you got it. You got the debt, right? Congratulations. But I always pictured my sister, like if my sister opened this door, if my sister was around the corner or under the stairs in the complex, if she was watching me, would she be proud like, that's my brother working? Or would she be thinking like, man, he's a little lazy? So I just want you guys to, if you have a person that you're fighting for, like in your life, it doesn't matter what job you do, what position you're in. Like, would they be proud or not? That's it. Are you working for excellence? Because I know my sister would show up and she would say like, hey, son, you're trying to buy a car today or something? That's what I want her to think. It's, why is he working so quick? Like I want people confused with me. Like, hey man, you don't have no supervisor out here. Why are you working so hard? I want that. I'm like, I want people to think this is a crazy little skinny guy. He's trying to get rich in one day. Why is that, right? I want that at work. And then the last thing is your relationships, which again, it's kind of like in home, but I want you to think of your relationship with your downline, with your team. Like if you have a team here, okay, what is your relationship with them? Would they invite you to their wedding? Or not, right? Again, some of you guys just met, so don't lie. But like with your cross line, like if you have like negative thoughts, sometimes you're like, oh man, they should give me more interviews, not the freaking Alante. I just used Alante, but anyway, whoever, right? Like if you have those thoughts, those are negative thoughts. Even if you're right, you shouldn't think like that because it's a negative thing. You should be encouraging always. Man, Alante, something he got that he deserves it for some reason. Okay, I want you guys to, we were talking about it earlier, like how much do you clap for somebody else's success? Like when somebody gets a shout out, it's super easy to just stay like this. That's what we do. That's what you do in other jobs. That's when you do when, like, this is not here. Like, we don't want that here. No, it's the easiest thing. If somebody else gets a clap, and it's super easy to just be on your own thing. Like, why would I move my hands to clap? It's such a small thing that you do. Just stay where you're at. Instead, like, the hard thing, the excellent thing to do is to display all of your energy, even if you didn't hear what the fuck it was for. To display all of your energy, give all yourself to show that you are happy for someone else. It's the most beautiful thing you can do for someone else. And it costs you no money. You don't need a skill. You don't need anything. It's some of you guys that get a shout out and you see somebody else happy for you that you didn't even know. That goes a long way. Anybody remembers their first shout out they got in the office? How I make you feel?
Pretty good.
Even if you're like that guy that you're like so cocky, like Keith, that he knew he was getting a shout out. He sold like $1,000 of stuff in one day. He's like, well, if they don't give me a shout out, I'm leaving. He definitely deserved it, right? But didn't it still feel good? Everybody likes being shot. So again, like, I want you guys to think on your cross line specifically, like, well, it's not my team, should I not clap? And some of you guys are like, well, I'm just not very outgoing. Dude, fuck that. That's not true. You're not that outgoing? Cool. Well, I don't know. Buy a bag of attitude in Amazon or something. Like, be happy, dude. Be in a spirit of excellence at all times. It'll take, even if you don't think it's for you, it'll take you there, dude, trust me. It'll take you there. I spent a year in an office working for somebody else, clapping for everybody's stuff, and one day it was my turn. One day it was my turn, and I took it home. Yep, and now I'm here. And now you guys meet me, and now some of you guys think that I'm this like special person. Dude, no, I started entry level. I worked hard because I'm like, dude, I have no skills. I'm not gonna be an astronaut. I'm not gonna be a doctor. I can sell some water. And I can teach 4 Dannies to sell water. I just need them to be happy about life and excited for challenges like Mike, and they come in early and they leave late. That's easy for me because it just requires time. So, you know, I'm cool with that. But I was not gonna be a chemist. Some of you guys here are like too smart. Some of you guys here are too smart for this. I'm like, dude, you gotta be a little dumber to do this. Not really, right? But like, you don't have to think much. It's just the attitude of having a positive energy. So I just want you guys to think about that in a circle tomorrow. Watch, because watch. There's people that are just not clapping until it's like just their best friend that gets the shout out. And there's people that clap for everyone. And I promise you, in 3 months, you're gonna see the people that are clapping always, they're gonna be advancing and moving forward. And the other people are not gonna be moving that much. And it's just a little thing, but I see it. I've been here for 4 years, and I promise you it works just like that. If you're just happy just to be happy, and because you just like people being successful about stuff, and you take advantage of the little smallest thing to give somebody a pat on the back, you will be a good leader. People pay attention to that. Charlie loved it when he brought his first outfit here before he had a blazer, and we all were like, man, Charlie, with your $5 outfit, and it was awesome, and he was so happy. Did you not?
Yeah.
He was like, oh man, they noticed. Because we did, and like, we celebrate stuff. We stop our jobs to celebrate things, excellence, okay? I want you to think about your upline relationship. Like, could you be closer to your upline? Are you using this excuse of like, well, my upline, they're just focused on other people? Well, if your upline is focused on other people, it's probably because those people are asking for it. Like, people, like, it's like the same thing you would do probably. Okay? Maybe you should ask for more time. Do you have an excellent relationship? Could it be better? Could you be more grateful? Sometimes you lose gratitude because you're like, well, I need to do an interview, and I did 7 sales, so I need an interview. Well, no. Well, maybe your interview fucking sucks. Sorry, freaking sucks. Or maybe the last week we gave you 4, and you didn't even say thank you for it. You don't understand the value of it, so maybe you're not ready. Or maybe you are, and it's our fault. But either way, like, could you be more grateful to your upline? Could you have a better relationship? For you guys that have live away from your parents, is your relationship, could it be better? Like, dude, it costs you nothing taking down 7 minutes of screen time off your iPhone, off your TikTok, and sending a message to 7 people, just copy paste to your freaking grandma, aunt, and your mom, or your dad, or somebody, and say, hey, I love you, miss you. Do that. Like, why not? You could do that, and it would help you. It would make you feel good. You could text an old friend. Like, is your relationship, is it striving for excellence or not? And I promise you, you do that. And it sounds weird. I know you guys maybe you're like, how does this make sense for the job? If you do that, it'll make you a better person. If you're a better person, more people would want to follow you. And if you use that in a leadership business like this, you will end up getting paid for that. It's a weird thing how that works. But you will get paid because you're a good person. How many people will appreciate that? If you see like being a good person is easy, which it should be easy, you can get paid for that in a business of leadership. You don't need to study to be the doctor or 17 diplomas. You do need effort, a crap ton of effort. You do need to have You need to be happy when it's not convenient, when you're not feeling it. Like some people, you ever wake up and you're like, I'm just not having the vibe today? Okay, you gotta stop that, right? If you don't have the vibe, you go buy it, or you get it. Nobody ever has the vibe every day. You ever met somebody like every day they're just injected? They force it, right? Jay forces it. And some days I've seen Jay without that energy. Anybody seen Jay without that energy? And it's weird, right? Because he's so great that when he's not there, we're like, bro, what'd you do? Did they I don't know, you had 4 flat tires this morning or something? Like, we can just tell. So I want you guys to think about that and am I doing this at excellence, right? Am I allowing myself for mistakes? Because when you do that something a lot, you're gonna make mistakes. Dude, nobody was perfect. Nobody's perfect. But this is the word of the year for us. And this is our team vision. I want you guys to talk about it at home, talk about it in the office, talk about it when you train somebody and you hire somebody. If you're a new trainer or you're a day one person, it's like, okay, how can we do everything we do at excellence? When I'm teaching the system back, am I trying to be the best at it? Or am I half-assing it, right? When I'm running an impact, when I'm studying something, when I dress up to look in the morning, am I just thinking about me and my own convenience of my own selfish person of, I just don't have time today, so I'm gonna throw in whatever? Or am I, hey, let me just have the team vision in mind. How can I dress up for excellence today? How would I look if I was dressed up to win the lottery today? If somebody's gonna walk around with $1 million like this kid over here, Jeremy, right? Look at this guy, how he's dressed on day one. Do you think he looks successful?
Yeah.
He looks successful. He has more chances of being successful than somebody that doesn't look successful. Would you agree?
Yeah, sure.
Again, you dress for excellence. You act for excellence. Then you make a mistake, you say, sorry, can I try again? My bad, let me try again. Nobody in this room is going to give you shit for making a mistake. We're going to give you shit for not trying again. So I want you guys to think about that. Can I do better at home? Some of you guys really need to do better at home. Me too. This is my biggest thing. At work, I'm good at it. At home, I'm like, honey, I'm gonna have a baby now with her, so she's like, I don't know, like she now has double of everything, right? Double emotions, yeah, double hungry. Yeah, I don't know where to catch it, right? So I gotta be this like 17-eye aware machine of, I'm like, ooh, always, right? I'm like, I cough, she's like, whoa. I'm like, damn, okay. Some of us need it more at home, some of us need it more in our relationships, but I know, would you guys agree we can all do a little bit better?
Yes. Of course.
Can we have an excellent day at work? It'll be a matter of that level of effort, not your results. The results will come if you only look for excellence. Just for you guys that have been here for 2 or 3 months and you're overthinking it and you're not doing the best, bro, it's only takes for you to dumb it down and be like, okay, what did I do when I first started? For people like Charlie, I'm looking at Charlie or Caitlin, people that have been here for a little longer. Alante, like, okay, if you're not where you want to be, because you stopped doing what got you there. You're now taking it for granted, and by accident you're being prideful. You're not studying, you're being prideful. You're not saying thank you to your upline, you're being prideful. If you're not wanting to be the best in the field, you're being prideful. You're not running, you're being prideful. If you are just taking it for granted and think I get, you're being prideful. Stop. You gotta stop. You don't deserve, nobody owes you nothing. None of your people that live with you owe you anything. Your kids don't owe you jack. Your parents don't owe you less. I don't owe you anything. Your leader doesn't owe you anything. Nobody owes you nothing, a paycheck, nothing. You go and get it and you earn it. And forget about commissions or salary for a minute. Like if you worked in a salary 9 to 5 job, it would be the same. Like, dude, you show up and you earn it. Nobody owes you jack. It doesn't matter how long you've been here or anything. If you think like that, you're being prideful and you need to stop. And it's a good moment of the year to stop. It's January 3rd. If you gave up your pride, you would make more money. People at home would love you more. Being humble, if you're like, well, I don't have nobody at home, well, that's because you're single. Then if you're single, you're more humble, it would be sexier. Would you agree? Women, isn't it sexier? When like a dude, it's like, it's cool, but then also they're like humble? Anybody likes to date a dick? Like, look at that guy. Oh, my boyfriend, he's a dick. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Isn't that true? Oh, I love him. He's a dick. What a nobody likes him. No girl says that. That's not true. Right? And then guys is saying, we don't like the girl that's like so cocky you can't even talk to her. When you see people like that, all you can pull out is their mistakes.
Tracy.
When you see people like that, all you can buy is and it's pride. If you're that person, you're just being prideful, and you need to stop. And then at work, that translates. Stop being prideful. Become an excellent person at little things. Okay, dumb it down. Take a step back in the position you're in at work. Take a step back. What would it take for an entry-level person? If you're a leader, you know how to get to leadership. Get there again. Go from it. That's what'll get you there. If you're like, well, now I have people on my team. It doesn't matter. Just the way you're the best example is by doing what you want people to do. Get promoted to leadership. If you get promoted to leadership every week, you're going to be successful. It's Danny has been doing more than 18 a week for like the last 7 weeks. So that's why he trained a lot of people to leadership. So Jay saw it and he's training Trinity into leadership. And Mike saw it and he trained Stephanie into leadership. Why? Because Danny just keeps getting promoted himself. Does that make sense? Yeah. He just looks at the field like, I just need to get from entry level to leadership every week. It's called excellence. Do that. If you're like in leadership and you lost that, you're not growing. It's because you stopped expecting from yourself what you want others to do. Let's have an excellent year. I want you guys to use this word, say it at home, say it in the field. Like if you're doubting how to do something and you're not sure because maybe you're missing information, you're on your first day and you have to study, Danny gave you homework, but you're not sure of something, just ask yourself first because you can think about this. Okay, I don't know what this is, but like, am I doing it at excellence or not? Yeah. And you know what the standard of excellence would be, do that. I promise you it'll go well. Can we use this?
Yeah.
You guys think you can use this in the field?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what are we doing now?
It's 11:06.
It's 11:06. So
Back
day
at
one
35.
people, you're good to go. What?
None?
Day one people, you're good to go. We'll see you tomorrow. What time? Day one?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.